Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nobody's Podcast.
This week, I've got a couple of UK laws for you that people don't really know about. So, did you know it is illegal to handle a salmon suspiciously? It's also illegal to be drunk and in charge of a cow, and it's also illegal to beat a rug after 8 a.m. in the morning.
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
You alright? How you been?
Yeah, not bad,
Been
mate.
good?
Yeah, good.
Still being a miserable fuck as always?
Well, yeah, it's part of my demeanour, isn't it? It's a skill.
Boring Dave.
It's I can't quite think of the word. Let's just say accolade.
Accolade.
Yeah.
Is that your achievement, is it?
Yeah, being a cunt.
Got
yeah.
30 achievement points for that.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Being a boring cunt.
Yeah. I don't know about being a boring cunt. Definitely a cunt.
Well, yeah, that's a one box ticked.
Yeah. Starting strong this week then with the C word, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Both, you know, to start as you mean to go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, yeah, I've been all right, mate. Me and you have been playing a little bit of ranked.
Yeah, I finally converted you to the ranked play on the old Call of Duty, because it's so to be fair, and you have agreed, there is less bullshit than when you play on normal online.
It is more enjoyable. I refuse to make it my entire life, considering we did a video or we had a clip or a segment from this pod where we went in on people making their whole personality. So I feel like I'd be a little bit of a hypocrite if I then sort of go fully in and make it my personality. But as
just don't admit it on the pod.
No, well, yeah, exactly. But as I said to you the other day, I play really well when I don't give a shit. And also, that seems to infuriate people. People that want to win, people that care, get really angry when you do, if I have like a disposition, if I'm a disposition, I think that's the right term, or like nonchalant. That's the term, right?
That's probably better.
Yeah. I don't care. I just don't care. Win or lose, draw, don't care. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll get the ump if I feel like I'm meant to win a gunfight and then I lose it. I'm like, well, that's bullshit. But generally speaking, I don't care, and it infuriates people.
That's because people don't make it. But people, it's a little bit more socially acceptable now to be our age, you know, like mid-30s playing video games. Admittedly, I still think for a lot of women it's probably an ick, which is. But Icks,
yeah, well, they've got their own fucking red flags.
Don't get me started on Icks, because Icks are just. I swear Icks are just a way of women stopping men from having fun. Like some of because it's like a big. Well, we'll get back to Call of Duty, but like Icks is like it's this big thing, isn't it? It's like the modern day kind of thing, a bit like red flags and green flags and stuff like that. Whereas before it was kind of, I like you be my partner, we make kids.
Yeah,
basically. Whereas now, like you see it all the time on like Instagram and TikTok and whatever, where people are doing like ick number 501, ick number 10 kind of thing. It's just like random videos, and it'll be like I don't know. It'll be like this lad I went out on a date with bought my dinner. Big ick. Does he assume I can't buy my own food? Fuck off. Because if he didn't buy your dinner, you'd be like, he's a fucking waste man. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
it's just like, you know, or like he threw a ball for his dog with his right hand and he's left-handed. Ick. Like, fuck off. Like honestly, I'm sure icks are just because I can't think of any icks like I don't know. I don't think anything that my partner does is an ick, as I'm sure you don't think anything your wife does is an ick. But like, if you was in a modern day relationship, like they are just like these things just seem to just pass us by. Like, we're just too old.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot, mate. To go on. Hypocrisy. I'm going to use that as a word. Hypocrisy, because that is big words.
Big words.
Hypocrisy.
Spell it, you can.
as a reference to a film that I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah, but I knew you would have done. I knew you would have done. Like, you know, tried it again, second week in a row. No, still doesn't get it. No,
it's still funny though.
Yeah, it's still funny. Maybe get a third time lucky. I'll spring it on you in a few weeks' time.
Is that what you say to your missus?
Well, I'll spring it on you.
I bet that's a nick.
Can you imagine? I'll bring it on you. Oh.
Yeah, so it's a hypocrisy because we've touched on this before, where it seems to be the ball seems to be in the court of women a lot at the moment regarding everything really, and there also is a big push towards being perfect, and as we've touched on many a time, and I'm sure we will again and again and again, humans aren't perfect.
No, humans are deeply flawed.
Deeply flawed, and that's all part of the having a character, and everyone is different and stuff. It's all part of it. But
if we were all the same, world would be boring.
Are you just gonna throw in cliches?
I did hear something the other day. I can't remember where I saw it, and it was about because obviously but everyone says like partner wise, you should find someone that you've got that's like your opposite, not your opposite, that is the same as you, has all the same interests as you. They're like no, like opposites attract. If you don't if you and your partner are into the exact same things, that's just you're not going to learn anything or experience anything new because you're doing all the same things. Like if you like rock climbing and your other half likes horse riding,
water sports.
Yeah, if your other half likes golden showers or squatting over tables and having a dump, you got to try everything once, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you wanna, you know what they say, you got to try everything once. Do you want to die? Not trying certain things. You got anything on your bucket list?
I don't know. Are we going to go into detail on that? Probably not.
No.
But no, I agree. What I've found, I can't speak on behalf of everyone. I can only speak on behalf of me and not even Nad, my wife. But
my wife.
What I've noticed is, my wife. What I've noticed is that you can have interests that are. So, for example, we go to rock concerts together or pop.
I thought you'd say rock climbing then.
No. we go to concerts together, and there's other different things.
Obviously, you've got to have interests that are the same.
Of course, but
to grow and as people, you need to try different things. So, like I say, if your partner's got a passion for something that hasn't necessarily interested you in the past, or if you've got a new partner, for example, and they've got a passion about something, naturally you should be open to trying it because it can then be something that like I said, my other half's got a massive. She loves the darts. She's always loved darts since she was a girl. And when we first got together, I used to rip the shit out of it. It was just a pub game played by fat men. There was no skin. Obviously not the skin involved, but it wasn't a sport. You're just standing there, just doing this, and you're doing this with one hand and drinking a pint with the other. Whereas now. And partly because of, I suppose, the Rob Cross effect for our local area, because he was a local boy. He won the Worlds in 2018. And I'm a massive darts fan now. I'm signed up for PDC TV, but we watch the untelevised events that you can only watch, we watch all the majors. We used to watch the Premier League every week when it was on. So I'm massive. I've got a dartboard in the front room. I used to play every night. Play online against people. It was I fucking got into weeds. I fucking deep dive, looking into different equipment and stuff like that, and ways to get better and practice routines and all this shit. I love it now. I don't necessarily love it as much as she does, but I definitely follow it more than she does and watch more than she does.
Yeah,
and that's just from. Admittedly, that's not because of her interest, obviously partly because of her interest, because it was always on, but also because there was a common, I don't know Rob Cross, I've never met him, but he was a local lad from my area, roughly my age, and he's done amazing things. So there is that way where you can kind of get into new things and what have you.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I worked with him for a bit as an electrician, and
celebrity friends.
Celebrity friends. Well, I don't want to get too into it, but he's a local lad. It just turns out that it just so happens that obviously I ended up working with him. I ended up speaking to him just before he went to get his. I think you have to get a card. Tour card, right? So he was going to Ireland to start his tour card, and anyway, I was talking to him.
Going to Ireland.
I'm sure it was Ireland.
No.
Anyway,
a year of little knowledge.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Wherever it was somewhere, and he had to play Barney. and he was dreading it. And I was like, mate, you've got years on him, because I think at the time, I'm not sure how old he was at the time. I've been 24. Or
We won it. So
something.
I think he's your age. So he's probably. No, is he my age? I think he might be my age actually. I think he's
Yeah,
younger. I think he's
I'm
younger. I
sure.
think he's my age. So I'm 36 this year. So he won the Worlds in 2018. So he would have been 28, give or take, 2017.
Yeah, okay. Well, he looks a lot younger than he was then. But yeah, anyway, the point is that what I was going to say is that it's not a brag that I know him. It's just the brag that I met him or worked with him. Is what I was going to say is I was going to second that he's a nice bloke.
Oh, he's supposed to be really sound.
Nad worked with and knows his Mrs. Georgia as well, and he's a nice guy, and I think he's great. And yeah, like you say, it stemmed the interest around here. It definitely increased the interest in darts in this area.
Yeah,
because I mean, although saying that, I've always had people around me playing darts, like my nan, my granddad, my mum used to play darts. Obviously, I'm guessing it would have been Crystal's mum, maybe, or dad, or granddad used to play darts. Yeah, so it's always been big around here. But yeah, he definitely brought it more into the mainstream and to a younger.
Yeah,
audience.
probably. To a certain degree, obviously not the same as Luke Littler, but in terms
he's supercharged.
but in terms of like a local area, yeah, he probably did. To be fair to him, but yeah, we're going back to Call of Duty. Like it's so fucking toxic. So obviously, I've been playing ranked player a little bit more than you because I just got sick and tired of playing normal multiplayer where it's just absolute fucking bullshit and you just got
Well, it's the spawning behind that winds me up. Sorry to interject. It's in the standard. What do you call it? A public match, a pub match, or whatever you call it.
Multiplayer match.
A multiplayer match, a standard match.
Just
whatever you want to fucking call it.
Standard multiplayer.
It's the amount of times you get shot, either spawn trapped, which is whatever. I mean, that's going to happen, and that happens in ranked anyway. But like, just not to the degree that it does in other games, because obviously there's only 4 of you. But and it's just a wind up. That's the one that winds me up the most.
That's because it's a broken game. Like,
but anyway, continue.
It's just a broken game, and since I've got into ranked in the last week really, that I've started playing that. It's just more enjoyable. Like, but it is fucking toxic. Like,
oh, it is.
And like, it's like,
of course it is.
It's like I don't really. You probably should, but I don't really like get involved in like the chat and like speaking to people in my team. You know, that's just not. I will. It depends. Like, most of the people that I've played with, like that, like random people that are on my team, they've been foreign. They've been like French or German, and like obviously don't speak English, so you can't communicate with them. It's just pointless. But like, yeah, the amount of toxic kind of because like Call of Duty has always been toxic. It's always been full of 12-year-olds, you know, calling people cunts and this, that, and the other, and just, you know, like saying they're gonna shag your mum. And but I played one game and like this guy, after I think we may have lost. I can't remember. We might have even won, but neither here or there. And he's just and like the other team that either won or lost are just giving like fucking just giving shit, and it's just like. It's a game.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong. Like, you get frustrated if you keep dying and whatever. Obviously, it's annoying. But ultimately, like after that game's done, you forget about it and you just carry on and you play the next one and you might have a better go, whatever it may be. But I was playing a game the other day and like we were just losing. Like we were just getting. The other team were better. I think they were like a party of 4, so they were all obviously talking, communicating, and we were just getting absolutely fucking railed. And like this guy on our team is just like slagging everyone off in the team. It's like, mate, grow up. It's Call of Duty. Like, just grow up. Like, no one cares. Like, what? It's just a game. Like, it doesn't affect your life in any way, shape, or form. Like, you ain't no fucking MLG pro. Like, you ain't playing for it's Call of Duty. You're playing with random people. Just grow up. Like if you're that worried about it, find 3 other decent players and just only play with them. Don't just play with random people. And he's like shouting at like even after the game finished, like he's still shouting at us. And I was just saying like grow up. And like, he was just kept on waffling on. It's like grow up. I just kept on repeating grow up, and he just had nothing to say. He was just like saying, like, I think he's like calling us bots or something. He's like, mate, fucking grow up.
NPC.
Like it's just like
yeah.
what why do you care that much? Oh no, my skill rating's going to go down. I might get demoted to the lower to the rank below. Fuck off. Grow up, just enjoy the game.
It just shows that you've got nothing else in your life. I work with a geezer that's like that. You know, he's constantly after admiration because he's got zero, absolutely fuck all anywhere else in his life. So he's just constantly after fucking admiration, you know, and just constantly licking arse and fucking brown nosing because he's got that, you know. And you can apply that to that. That person clearly has fucking nothing else going on, and I think that's part of the issue.
The thing is, but like at the end of the day, like if you, like you know, because there will be some people that, you know, where they're, you know, that maybe don't have friends, or, you know, or don't have this, or don't have that, or don't have the best family life, whatever it may be, you know, whatever issues they're going through, maybe, you know, going through a breakup, and this is that, you know, and Call of Duty, for example, you know, if we focus on that, that's their only release. You know, they play that online, and they speak to people, and you know, and they try and make friends that way. And fine, but you know, but don't be a dickhead. Like don't start shouting at people because you're losing. Like it's not life or death. Like, you know, there's not someone stood behind you. If you lose this game, I'm going to put a bullet in the back of your head. No, you just get on with your life. Like,
yeah. Hopefully that's not happened anyway ever.
No. Hopefully.
But yeah, it's just I think the issue is, and to sort of go back to a previous pod where we spoke about it, is one of my pet hates with, especially with Gen Z and Gen Alpha, is
Zedda.
That's correct. They'll act the fool, for lack of a better term, or act a clown.
I pity the fool.
They'll act a clown, or like a clown, and then play the victim when you call them out.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's like you know, like you get the little yappy. You know, you see like Caesar Milan.
Yeah.
And you get like a little yappy dog, and you go, like, and the dog's like, fuck. It's like that, you know. When I finally kick off and say, shut your mouth, they go, we're being so aggressive. Relax, chill. You know,
chill, bro,
relax, chill and fucking relax. Why don't you shut your mouth then, you little fucking nonce? They're not chill and relax. Oh, that's one that, you know, that's the equivalent of me saying no one cares. You know, when you get that chill, relax. Would love to see someone get punched squarely in the fucking nose for saying that.
What, for saying chill, relax?
Bang! Now fucking relax.
Now you're fully relaxed,
yeah,
bro.
Relax because you're fucking out on the floor, cold, dickhead. But yeah, that winds me up. But that's one of my. There's probably a list. We should probably do a list actually, and we can read it off on the pod. But one of the things that winds me up the most about these new generations is they'll act the tard, or they'll act a clown, and then
act the what? Did you say act the tard?
Yes. I can't say the full word. I'm not allowed to. So I changed it to clown, and then play the victim. And it's like,
yeah, but that's just,
you know. But you are right. There's certain people that may not have anything else. And, you know, that's fair enough.
It's like with bullies, isn't it? Like, it's like with bullies. They're like, if you look at unless they are just an absolute fucking helmet. Like, if you look at most bullies, like, generally speaking, they've got, you know, I'm pretty sure statistically, like, most bullies are bullying because they're either having a shit time at home, or they're falling behind at school, or whatever it may be, or they're jealous of you. You know, like,
jealousy is the biggest one usually.
Yeah, but like, you know, 9 times, like I said, 9 times out of 10, there is a reason why, you know, a bully is a bully, and yeah, like a lot of the time it's like it's because they're jealous, or they're, you know, having a rough time, whatever it may be. But it's just, I don't get the whole victim card, like, and it's like people just don't respect consequences anymore. Like, there's consequences for your actions. And it doesn't matter how big or small said consequences are. Like, you know, like if I knock this glass off the table, the consequences are the glass will smash. Yeah, and I've got to pick it up. Like, even if you don't do it on purpose, even if it's something that is an accident, there's still consequences. Like, you know, even if it's not your fault, if someone drives into the back of you, and you know, and you get whiplash, and you can't go to work for a week, that's not your fault, but the consequences are, if you don't get paid sick pay from your work, you're losing a week's worth of work because someone else, drove into the back of you, kind of thing.
It's too much mollycoddling. I spoke to a
What
guy.
does melancholy mean?
It means depressed.
Oh, okay. I've always wondered what it meant.
Cool. That's why there's that song by the band Melancholy, No Cigar. Do you remember that?
No.
It was on Tony Hawk. You'll know it. Anyway, I worked with a guy where we were. What were we talking about? What
I don't
did
know,
you
what
just
is
say
that?
there? No, what was you just talking about there? You
About
made me lose my train of
consequences.
thought. That was it. Yeah. Like being mollycoddled. So like, you know, they got told. So we. It started with us. So we got told, you know, you can be whatever you want to be when we were kids.
You can't.
Let me finish, man.
can't.
You don't even get me get to my fucking
That's
point.
because you can't.
Yeah, but you don't know what the point is.
Yeah, but I know you can't.
What? Just shut up and listen. Fucking hell. So it started with us where they're like, you can be whatever you want, but you've got to put the graft in, right? You have to put the graft in. You can't just fuck around and do nothing, right? Then it just slowly sort of whittled away to like just telling them, yeah, you can do what you like. And then all of a sudden they're letting them get away with more and more. And then you end up with the situation that you have now where there's little neeks walking around in ballies acting like the fucking,
I saw a video.
acting like a big man on a fucking illegal electric bike.
I saw a video on the internet the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
So did I. I see one every day.
and it was like this. There was like, I don't know where it was. Like probably fucking up north somewhere. But there was
Bradford?
I don't know. No, no. And there was like all these like white.
All right then.
There was like all these white. But let's not get cancelled today. There was all these white kids like, on like motorbikes and what have you, like fucking tearing up and down this street.
Yeah.
And this poor police officer like turns up and he's trying to like seize this bike, and you've got this absolute fucking melon recording it. He sounded like an absolute, you know, idiot, like an absolute clown, as you politically correctly put it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
let's use the correct terminology, or we'll be cooked.
Cooked, yeah. and this poor copper, like he jumps out the car and like, you know, this kid or this lad tries to ride off on this motorbike and like fails miserably. And, like, the copper's trying to grab the bike to seize it, and you've got all these fucking like it's just like a bunch of like scummy cunts. Like you've got all these kids trying to, like, these lads and like these women like trying to stop this like this copper from taking this bike. And then this old boy turns up, like obviously must live on the road, and he's trying to like stop them from like, you know, like confronting the police officer. It's just like I'm watching this video and like I just hope you all just get nicked. Like you should all just be in prison. Like you're all just fucking like you just scum. Like you've got no fear of reprisal. Supposedly, like there was a comment that they said that they because the stupid thing is, obviously, none of them were wearing, like, I think like one of them was wearing like a balaclava and one was like wearing a helmet. But most of them that were being dickheads had their faces, had their faces on show. So this fucking dickhead is recording it, egging them on and like being a bellend, has like incriminated all these kids anyway because all their faces are on the video and it's been posted online. So nice one, dickhead.
Thanks for the help.
But it's just like you're being antisocial, you're being absolute fucking melons. And like this poor copper, like he wasn't old. He may have even been a bit younger than us. And like he's trying to like do his job and like, you know, police the area and keep people safe and stop antisocial behaviour. And you just got like, it was like stereotypical, like, you know, like Benefit Street.
Yeah,
like,
but
it was just like, you know, all these dickheads like trying to drag the bike off the copper, and then like this other lad like comes to grab it, so he grabs the lad and he's trying to like push him away. It's just like, and you got this old boy who's trying to like help and like not touch anyone but like diffuse the situation, and it's just like you're all just scum. Like fuck off.
Yeah, but the issue is that if you don't keep on top of things, yeah. So that's the thing. They've changed too many things, so there's not enough consequences, so you can't do anything now. So, for example, the paperwork.
Oh, yeah, it's a joke.
So if you're putting someone in a police car and you like accidentally hit their head on the roof or something, or you catch them, you're basically in for a disciplinary, like a verbal disciplinary, basically, which is unbelievable. Whereas for me, if, say for example, it's someone like that, or it's just part of it. Like if how do I word it?
I don't know.
There's no consequences there. Like you know, you're acting. This is what I was saying a minute ago. You act the clown, and then when you're on the floor being arrested, you're then moaned that he's got his knee in your back or whatever,
Yeah, or the
you're
handcuffs are
hurt,
too
or
tight.
handcuffs are too tight, or or whatever it is, and it's like, you know, it's all because that they've not experienced that. They've been able to get away with things.
Yeah.
And all that will happen eventually is if they don't get a handle on it, is you'll just end up having vigilante groups.
Yeah.
That will go around and they'll be ballied up.
Yeah, but that's
and
why.
they'll just you know, it will end up like we can have a laugh right now and be like, you know, talk about Batman and think like, yeah, fuck like that, like there's going to be a random fucking geezer that's going to do that, but it will happen. That like you already have neighbourhood watches, right?
Yeah, but they're fucking. Yeah, but they can't do anything. Like,
No, but
it's like citizens' arrest. Like, what is the point of it? Like no one listens to this. But the things you've got like these kind of people in like America. Like there was one that popped
like
up.
a vigilante group?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
There was one that popped up on my.
At least we don't have guns.
Yeah, there was one that popped up on my Instagram a few weeks ago. And I was just scrolling through Reels and it just popped up, and I can't remember what his name was, but he's got some like red outfit on, and like he's
Red outfit.
He's got like some red outfit on, and he basically just like goes round to like the parks in like in his area, just making sure like anti-social behaviour. He's got like a mask and everything, and I can't remember what he's called. And then but he did like a little collab with like other ones from nearby areas, and there's this like I'm pretty sure there's this like 6'4" fucking like trans person that does it, dresses up as Batman. And they all kind of like and there was like a couple. There was a couple of others, and like they're all like, you know, in the picture like this, kind of like whoa, with their masks on, and it was
God.
it was like hilarious. It was like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, their heart's in the right place, and you know, and they want to, you know, they want their community to feel safe, and I get it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's worse things to be doing, but it's just like, it is pretty cringe.
Yeah, it is. But you know, it will happen. I worked with a guy called Pete, and he said to me when he lived in Biggin Hill, you had police officers and army, or you had gangsters in Biggin Hill. So you never had any trouble.
Yeah.
Because you never knew who you was getting in trouble with.
Yeah.
If you annoyed someone, you didn't know if it was going to be someone who knew the Crays or the Richardsons, or if it was a police officer or an army officer, you never knew who it was. So you know, there was no trouble, pretty much zero trouble. Obviously, that's changed now because.
But like I said, but that's the thing. You know, it all boils down to, you know, consequences. Isn't it? Like the NHS is underfunded, the police is underfunded. You know, the fire brigade are probably underfunded. Like it's just there's just so many like.
But to counteract the underfunding, sorry to interject, to counteract the underfunding with the police, they just need to roll back some of the stupid things that they've introduced.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you know,
having to write out like 10 pages of a report
for
just
accidentally catching someone.
Well, no, they have to do a report on everything. Like they do a stop and search, they've got to do a report.
Yeah,
you know, they wipe their ass after a shit, they've got to do a report.
Yeah. Also, reducing the height tolerance. You know, you can now be pretty much any height. I think whereas before you had to be 5'10" or 5'9" or something like that to get into the police. So you had to be quite a big fella.
I saw someone,
you know,
today.
Yeah, but did you?
Yeah, so I was working away, and I heard a bit of commotion, and I saw this guy walking down the road. He clearly had like disability. He was like walking with a limp, and these couple of ladies from Boots were following behind him, and he'd obviously like nicked like a load of like aerosols or something, and like kind of like threw them on the floor and like stormed off. He called this lady. I can't say the first bit, but it starts with an S. It's SP, and he was calling her slag, and it was and they just like walked off, and then I went out, but he was wearing shorts, so it kind of been the same person unless he got changed. And I drove past the Tesco's, and there was a guy just sat on his like cross-legged outside the Tesco's with two police around him. Yeah. So that was quite. But he was gone. They were gone by the time I came. By the time I came back past. But yeah, it was just quite funny. I'm just like working away, hear all this commotion. He's like shouting at these women, and he just like throws these like, I don't know what they were, but they look like aerosol cans on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite funny.
Oh, Broken Britain, I think.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
But
Full of
yeah,
fucking idiots.
yeah, it is full of fucking idiots. That's the issue. But yeah, but there's zero consequences, and so they, to counteract that, you need to kind of take away some of the stuff that you're making them do. Like you say, like what filling out a 10-page essay because you stopped and searched someone or whatever, and also they need to get over this. You know, obviously you don't want them to be a nonce or to keep someone against their will or to be some kind of rapist. Obviously, it's come out that some officers are like that. But obviously there's people around the world that abuse power. I mean, there's one in charge of America. So, you know, there's people that you abuse power everywhere. It's not just police officers.
No.
Okay. And obviously they need to be vetted. But if you're under the illusion, sorry, man, just let me finish. If you're under the illusion that a human can be perfect, you are mightily wrong. It's an impossibility.
Oh, of course
you can be as near as damn it, you can be as near as damn it, but there is no such thing as a perfect person.
No.
So you need to get rid of that.
Yeah.
If you think a police officer is they are what a police officer needs to be, in my opinion. Sorry, I'll let you speak in a sec. In my opinion, is they need to be as near to morally perfect as possible.
I don't think
as
you
a
can
human
be.
being. No, you can be. You can be up there. You can have you can be neutral. You can have good moral judgment. You can be a good person. You cannot, however, be a perfect person. You know, some of the best officers that I've known in my life, and I'm going to name no names because why the fuck would I? And you know, they when they were young,
I only know PC Rosy Cheeks.
When they were younger, you know, they got in a little bit of trouble. Nothing serious. Didn't not like GBH or ABH or anything, but they might have smoked a bit of weed or they might have caused a bit of antisocial behaviour, but not like in the sense of like we're talking about where they're sort of smashing stuff up or setting stuff on fire or stabbing people or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then they fucking grew up and then they went into the police and then they're out there policing. Okay?
Yeah, but I think the best.
But they're not perfect.
No, of course they're not. But and you know, and we're not. And obviously, not all police officers are good. But not all police officers are good police officers. Not all police officers are good people. But
no one is.
No, of course not. But I think the best police officers are the ones that like if you get some really fucking hard ass police officer that just is a miserable, horrible bastard, male or female that just takes umbrage with everything, especially when it comes to kids. I think the police officers that do best when it comes to policing an area are the ones that can relate to the kids or can relate to the people that haven't been, they're not necessarily tearaways before they became a police officer or naughty boys or naughty girls to a majorly illegal extent. But I think that the best police officers that can kind of see kids having fun and letting them giving them a bit of rope and giving them a bit of a leash to
bit of leadway. I was going to say giving them a bit of rope. So they can hang themselves.
No. But letting them get away with a little bit so that they respect to build the respect. So they're like, here comes PC Plod. He's sound. He will tell us to calm down if we're being proper dickheads.
Yeah.
But he gives us a little bit of slack. You see it you see these random.
We used to have those a lot.
Yeah. I think that's the best way to police and actually have conversations with these people, especially with the youth of today, the ones that are haven't got like last week when we said that haven't got social clubs. They haven't got this, they haven't got that. They just roam around the streets in gangs and got no respect for anyone or anything. If you want people to build respect for the police, you've got to stop with the whole supposed two-tier policing. I don't understand what that is. I don't.
You've got to stop digging them out as well.
Well, yeah.
They should be these perfect. This is what I'm saying. Like they should be these perfect human beings.
No.
It's an impossibility. Firemen, nurses, fucking blue light staff in general. They should be near as damn it, but they cannot be perfect. I don't care who you are, what religion you are. Even the Pope, mate. Even the Pope has a cheeky one every now and again. He ain't perfect.
I can't say what I was going to say.
That's all right. Or just that. But this is the main, other than the lack of consequences. The main problem is trying to get everyone to be absolutely spot on perfect. Perfection is impossible. I mean, in my entire life, I mean, if I try and think of moments that were like perfect, there's not very many, you know?
I don't know what a perfect moment is.
They just crop up. It's not a permanent state, is what I'm saying. It's a moment. It's a moment in time. Usually, you know, when something's perfect. I don't know. Say you're on the beach. It's for example. This isn't an actual memory of mine, but like for example, we can be on the beach. Right, yeah, we've been mates for a long time. We're on the beach. We're on. Shut up. I said to you earlier, I deserve a fucking medal for putting up with you. You need to fucking get me on.
Apart from your wife and kids, they come as a package. I'm the second best thing in your life.
I'm not going to tell you that on the pod. Yeah, right, I'll let you have that one.
Fuck off, Ted. You know it's fucking true. What's fucking, apart from your wife and kids?
And what about you? Same for you, I'd say.
No, James Bell.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. When did you last speak to him?
I don't know.
But no, what I'm trying to say.
So we're on a beach. What is
holding hands.
Is the sun setting?
Yeah, I've just oiled you up. Was it what is it, ombre sun? What's the one in the brown bowl? The one that fucking basically burns you.
Was it like ombre solaire?
Yeah, that's the one. Budgie smugglers, ombre solaire. No, but the point, like, it's, I don't know, a fucking sunset somewhere. We got a couple of beers. We're sat in there. There's fucking no one else
some
about.
Poppers.
We're having some poppers. We're having a
KY jelly.
Having a chat like we are. Having a chat like we are now.
Ready for penetration.
Ready to go in. Swimming goggles.
And a snorkel.
Bit of sweet corn. Anyway, that, do you see what I'm saying? So that moment, for example, could be a perfect moment, but that moment comes and goes. You know, like it's there, and then, you know, I don't know, 10 people turn up, or, you know, the sun sets or whatever. It's not there forever. But being perfect is not a permanent state, and this is
like
the issue,
isn't it? Like, you know, there will be a day, we won't know it, we won't realise it, but there will be a day where we, for example, play our last Call of Duty match together online, and for whatever reason, because there would have been a day, in the past, where that was the last day that we went out of our mates. Like, I don't mean like going out with your mates to go to the pub. I mean like, just going out with your mates to, and walking around the streets. Or, there's things where you just, as you grow up, that you just don't do anymore. Or like I say, and it's mad to think about, because there would have been a day, however many years ago, you know, where you just stopped, like, the last day you play with your friends. Yeah. Like, I mean, like play, like, play
40 or
not
down ginger or something.
And you know, and you won't know it. It's like when they say, like, what do they say? I can't remember now. But I can't remember what they say now. But you know, I suppose like the bad moments, like, you know, when you're in a bad moment or in a bad patch, like, your brain doesn't realise that in 5 years' time you won't be in that bad situation anymore. Like, you know, you'll be in a different situation, you know, happier or worse, whatever it may be. But you know what you're going through and feeling now, like, you don't realise, and because you're in it, you're in the moment. It's just the way humans are. You can't see that it's going to get better. And the things that you worried about 5 years ago, you don't worry about now. The things you were doing 5 years ago, you don't do now. Like, and it's just, I just find it is so kind of like, not out of body, but like it's so weird to think about. Like, especially, like I say, the analogy of, like, there was a day that, you know, where that was the last day you went to play with your friends. Yeah. And then, you know, you may have discovered girls, or you may have gone to, I don't know, secondary school or whatever it may be. Obviously, kids are a bit different now. So, you know, it probably was when we went to secondary school, maybe like year 7 or 8, and you just I don't know, like something changes in your mind, and you're chasing girls, and you're getting pissed, or maybe you've dabbled with drugs and what have you, or you've got new groups of friends, and you're going out and you're being with your mates and you're having a laugh, but you're not playing with toys, for example, or whatever it may be. And
you tend to start playing with toys again around 30.
Yeah,
Just not the same kind of toys.
No,
Slightly different ones that you might acquire on the A1.
On the A1.
There's loads of sex shops on the A1.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where the A1 is.
Oh, it's an A road that goes all the way.
Oh, well, I can fuck it. I understand that. I understand it's the number one.
All the way north. Basically, to have a proper adult store. So we're not talking about Ann Summers here. That we're talking about like a proper adult.
I reckon I've been in Ann Summers. I reckon I can count it on one hand. Because when I was going, when I'd be going into Ann Summers, when I was, before, like, online,
buying your lingerie,
but and stuff like that, like I was like, I could walk in there fine now, but when I was like, like early 20s, it was fucking so scary to walk in Ann Summers. You've got all the sex toys, you've got all the like the sex, you're walking with your girlfriend, you're thinking you're fucking Billy Big Bollocks, and you've got some woman fucking covered in tattoos, like piercings and what have you, just kind of like looking
He'd
at.
fucking eat you alive.
It would absolutely, the fucking the dildos you see fucking hanging up, they're fucking going in you. And it was like the scariest thing in the world. I'd be fine going in now because I'm fucking 35. Like, it's a bit of a.
You tend to not give a shit when you get older.
It's a bit of a laugh, but like when I was that age, I do remember walking in with the missus when we were like 18, 19, 20. There used to be an Ann Summers in Bromley, so it must have been after I was 20 because I learned to drive when I was 20, before my 20th birthday, and so we would have been going out more because obviously we could both drive, and I do remember going into Ann Summers in Bromley, and I must have been like early 20s, and it was just like the scariest thing in the world. It's so awkward because even then, like even at that age, because obviously, like everyone's watched, everyone at that age has watched porn. You've been shagging for however many years, depending on if.
It's a bit different nowadays. They don't even. But
walking into like because Ann Summers was a sex shop. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah, but then when I get back to my piss, not beat around the bush. Very good.
Let's not beat around the bush. Like, it was a sex shop, and
burning the hands worth two in the bush.
Two in the pink, one in the stink. I used to have. Do you remember the meme that went around of the ice cream? And it was do you remember the old ices where you had like strawberry, and it was I can't remember what it was called. But was it called?
Neapolitan.
And so in the tub you had pink, white, and then brown.
Yeah.
And there was a meme of someone holding it up, and they were doing this, and the meme was two in the pink. I had no words. It was just two in the pink and one in the stink. And I didn't get that for years, until I finally figured out what it meant.
Yeah, until you finally did it to yourself in the mirror.
Well, you got to check the piles.
Anyway, that's fucking grim. That's a very real danger as you get older. Just be careful. Take care of your anus.
Yeah, as Ricky Gervais says, once you get past like the age of like 35, you go out of the you move on from bollock cancer to then arse cancer.
Yes, you do. You graduate. But do you know one of the funniest things I find is that the cream that you use for piles is called Anusol. Which is
Operation H.
Which is fucking great.
Wasn't that from Austin Powers? Was it Operation H?
I don't know. But anyway, circling back to the sex shops in the A1, they're actual sex shops, like proper seedy, but you can't have those in high streets because obviously also you're not allowed to have it within a certain distance of a church and
or
stuff like that. Or a school. Yeah, so the ones on the A1,
another thing, you'll like this, well you won't like it, but I was reading in the news today, there was this trans woman, so they were a man and then they were a woman, and they got...
Thanks for clarifying that.
And they got arrested, right, because they had this like obsession with soiled adult nappies and like sanitary towels.
Oh, like this. Okay, yeah, sure.
So this person, I don't know, I can't remember where it was.
I've got a little binder. I'm just going to stick this in it.
I saw it today, and I kind of thought, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, so he got arrested for, I think he dumped a load of, excuse the pun, he dumped a load of adult nappies at care homes and nurseries. He was cool, sorry, she was cool because she's a woman now. She was cool rummaging around in bins, trying to find, but it wasn't for any sexual purpose. Don't know what they were doing before, but and they also, I think they also got caught like smearing shit on like baby bottles and other stuff.
Fuck,
and then there was, and then I think the reason why they got caught the last time was they figured out that this person was this guy was having to use like adult nappies, and so she was nicking the trash bags, and they got caught the first time, but the person didn't was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you doing with my, like, I don't know, fuck off, but then they came back like the next week, and so then this person obviously realised what they were doing and videoed them, and they got arrested. But it's just like there's some fucking weird. Wasn't there a guy that used to get naked in like manure containers?
Yeah, yeah. He got caught. He went. Didn't he go to prison for fucking slurry or something?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I know.
Like, what is wrong as a race? No, but as a species, not even a race. As a species, what the fuck is wrong with us?
Thing is that, you know, I couldn't tell you the exact reason, but like, part of the reason is that obviously the construct of money has enabled people who are you know, small-dicked and a bit fucking silly and obviously narcissistic and have various other mental issues. If they're minted, for some reason, women, obviously not so much these days, but back in the day, would marry for security.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys would then obviously spread their fucking genes, and then that gene pool just carries on and carries on. And sometimes
yeah,
when
I've
you
got
get
a bit of money, but I'm not paying some dominatrix who kick me in the bollocks.
No, but then obviously when the genes get a bit closer, like, you know, you have the narcissistic small dick fucking otter over here, and the fucking autistic beaver over here,
What,
and
with a big dick.
No, this is the woman.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's a beaver.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, and and they come together, and then they end up with a. They do, you know, and then obviously the offspring ends up being, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer or something, and then there you go. And that's the issue. So, you know, choose wisely, people. Don't choose, you know, go for genes. Go for someone that's funny, or someone that has, you know, the right physical appearance. You know, preferably someone that's 3 times removed from your gene pool, and then hopefully
like they would have done back when we were cavemen.
Exactly. They'd have gone for a walk up to like Nottingham or somewhere. You know, like they do with the dogs now. You can't breed a dog in the same area. You've got to go like up north or something. So if we wanted to have Scarlett to have pup, yeah, so because obviously you don't want the genes to get too close, and you don't want to end up
Contaminated.
You don't end up with offspring with issues, right?
3 legs.
Yeah. So you just, you know, you take a little handball to get the Shoelace Express.
Shoelace
Walk
Express.
up,
What's the Shoelace Express?
take your shoes.
Oh.
Get your little club, walk up to fucking Nottingham, smash a bird in, get her pregnant, walk down again, and then that baby would be all right because it's not in the same gene pool, you see.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense.
Science. It's not an exact science.
No.
I was just being, to be honest with you, I was just being a bit funny.
You know, you're hardly winning the Nobel Peace Prize for biology.
No, but I think we get the gist of what I was trying to say.
I never understood why it's called a Nobel Peace Prize, because like it's
because it's a peace prize.
Yeah, but it's not. But you get a Nobel Peace Prize for, you know, like if you just got, you know, found the cure for cancer tomorrow, you'd get the Nobel Peace Prize. But you're not you know, making peace. You've made a cure. Like surely it should just be the Nobel Prize.
I can't remember the exact. No, I can't remember because the Nobel was his surname, right?
I don't know.
I can't remember the exact reason, but I'm sure he did something, or he either did something for warfare or something that wasn't very good for mankind, and so people created the Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, to have something good in his name, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll have to look it up, or I don't want to look it up now on the pod, but I'm sure it's something. I mean, I might be entirely wrong, but I'm sure it's something along those lines. It was created to essentially make him look good, because what he'd done before had sort of soiled his name a little bit. that make sense?
Soiled his name at it.
Yeah. But talking about soiling.
Soiling?
It's got nothing to do with soiling. But did you see the sort of stuff that... So basically King Charles is in America having a little amble about with Trump.
Only the second time, isn't it? A sitting monarch has...
Third, maybe.
I thought it was the second time a sitting monarch had addressed Congress.
Could be. A couple of things happened which were quite funny. One of which was a little while ago, Trump said if it wasn't for us getting involved in World War II, you would all be speaking German. To which King Charles said, I'd just like to address that, and I'd just like to remind you of the facts. I'm paraphrasing. That
Well done.
if we didn't get involved, you'd be speaking French, is what he said to Donald Trump, which I thought was fucking hilarious, because that's like touche. And it wouldn't surprise me if he spoke to the president of... Is it president, or is it it's a president in France, isn't it?
I think so.
I'm sure it's because they're a republic as well. Aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's the president.
Anyway,
But I think
we wouldn't surprise
I think
me.
there is still a royal family, isn't there? Because have you got like a...
No, there's no royal family in fucking France.
but I think you've got... I'm pretty sure in France you've got like a prime minister and a president. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway.
Because I know you had like President... Is it President Macron? Is he still about?
Is he the French one, or was he...
No, he's French. He's French. I think he used to have Sarkozy, and I think he got arrested.
Right, anyway, the point is that it wouldn't surprise me, because obviously old Lizzie was a Francophile, wasn't she? She loved France and they loved her.
I wonder where you was going with that. A Francophile?
A Francophile just means that you like, like a paedophile, you like kids. Francophile, you like France.
You know, I didn't know until relatively recently. There's actually different terms when it comes to paedophiles. So like I'm pretty sure like a paedophile is...
I couldn't give a fuck.
No, I've started now. I'm pretty sure a paedophile is like, there's like age brackets, believe it or not. So I think like a paedophile likes kids up to or below a certain age. And then like say for example you were attracted to 16 to 18-year-olds.
You're a teenophile.
No, there is a name for it. I can't remember what it is, but like so you've got like a name. No, so like 16 to, well, if you listen to Russell Brand, he had consensual sex with a 16-year-old. In the UK, it's the legal age. Did you not see that he did. I'll get back onto paedophiles in a second, but he did an interview with Megyn Kelly, and he said, yeah, I had sex with a 16-year-old. I was 30 then. I was immature. I'm a lot more immature than I am now, but it was consensual. The legal age for sex in the UK is 16, and to be fair, he isn't wrong. Like in terms of legality...
Well, he is wrong.
No, let me finish.
But not in legality terms, no.
Legally, he's not wrong. Morally, it's a different
mentally?
story. Yeah, mentally.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to paedophiles, so it's like...
I've lost where I'm fucking where I was going. Now I'm just trying to think. I said something about... Yeah, no, sorry, I can circle back. It's fine. Carry on. I've got it back in my head.
So I think it's like broken down into different divisions. So you've got from 16 to
divisions. What, do they have like a fucking rank? Do they have like their own uniform?
So from 16 to 18, you're I don't know, like an amphibophile or something, and then from like 14 to 15, you're something else, and then from 12 to 13, you're another one, and then from 11 and below, you're a paedophile. I've never Googled what the terms are because I don't want that on my search history.
Of course you don't.
but at the same time,
just stick to nonce.
But I heard it in a podcast ages ago, and yeah, there is different there's different terms for depending on what age you're into.
Okay, no.
But yeah, anyway, you were talking about Prince Charles and Donald Trump.
King Charles, sorry. So basically he said what he said. He said, you'd be speaking German if it wasn't for us. And then he said, well, you'd be speaking French if it wasn't for us. And it wouldn't surprise me, it being that Lizzie was a Francophile,
Big Lizzie.
as I just said. If he went and said, look, this is what I'm going to say, are you okay with it? Because obviously you don't want to cause the same problem that Trump caused when he said, you'd be speaking German if it wasn't for us. Not that it matters, because we have great banter with the French in a way, and also at this present moment in time they probably dislike the American establishment.
Yeah. To be fair,
Just as much as certain other people.
It's quite funny, really, because I think apart from obviously Ukraine and Russia, and obviously like I think in Europe, I think because of the US on one side and Russia on the other, and then like I don't know, North Korea down here somewhere. I think Europe is probably quite united more so than maybe it has been over the years.
For a long time. We drifted apart. So, yeah, I agree with you. So I think that we got really, really close, obviously, after World War II. And then we remained close up until probably 80s, 90s, whenever we built the tunnel. And then all of a sudden we started sort of drifting apart, and then we had Brexit and stuff. So I think this is a strong reminder that we do need to look out for each other. Also, there is banter there, and it is kind of a sibling situation where I've noticed with France particularly, we can say stuff about them and they can say stuff about us. But if someone else says something about France, we kick up and be like, no, you can't say that. It's almost like I can beat my brother up, but you can't, sort of thing. And I mean, there's that shared history there anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, the shared history that we have, between Wales and Scotland as well, because the monarchy obviously is integrating. Henry VIII was technically Welsh, and then obviously you've got the Scottish monarchy getting involved as well, and obviously the links to France from back in the day through the Normans and stuff. So it's there. There's a deep rooted connection.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I mean, for me, it's just banter. Like you have banter with the South and the North. I mean, the only reason why it's called the North is because of Henry VIII. They basically they fell out with Henry VIII and wouldn't conform, and when he obviously tried to change religion so he could fuck Anne Boleyn. They were against it up north. They were like, no, we're quite fine. We've got our, we've got our abbeys and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit like Game of Thrones, where they've got the North still worship the old gods, and the South worship the new gods.
Very, very similar, and wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't influenced, or if it was influenced by the story with Henry VIII, where he basically went up there, fucked them all over, burnt everything to the ground, scorched earth policy. And they've never forgiven the South since.
No.
So, we need to start repairing that.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against the North. I think it's fucking lovely people.
No.
The
North are lovely. But I wanted to. This week I've got another question for this week. Obviously, I had one last week. Got another one for you this week. I want to finish on a question this week. So my question to you is, effectively, so if you could take an inch off your height, so either way, so you could take an inch off your height and make your dick bigger,
right,
or you could take an inch off your dick and make your height bigger, what would you do?
An inch off my height.
Well, get you up to 4 inches.
I'm 5'9". 5'8" is the average.
There's no fucking way you're 5'9".
I'm
5'7". You ain't 2 inches taller than me.
Be.
I am. I've measured myself. I'm 5'7".
Where have you measured it? What from with shoes off, flat foot on the floor?
Fucking obviously, I'm not stupid.
Well, that's debatable.
Fuck off. I used to think I was 5'10".
No, I've never thought that.
I used to think I was 5'10", but I'm not 5'7".
Okay, well, if it makes you feel any better, I'll say 5'8" then, which then if I take an inch off, that makes me 5'7". Are we saying dick size, or are we keeping that confidential?
I'm not a teenager. I haven't measured for years.
Yeah, but I've never measured. I just know that it's sufficient. It's sufficient enough for me to windmill it. Okay. All right. I don't have any issues there. Okay. I can windmill it. Then Nat giggles a little bit and goes, "Stop being a fucking child," and then I stop. That's it.
Oh, yeah, no. So watch. No, sorry. Can
you slap it?
What I should have said is, sorry.
Go on, rephrase that before you got into the weeds about my height.
No. So I'm 6'2". So I would take off 2 inches and add those on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd be a flat 6 foot.
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'd do.
Sweet. Well, that's all right for you. That's all right for you then. I can't afford to take 2 inches off my height because I'm only 5'9" and not 6'2". So, but what I would say is I don't need an extra inch. I just want to do it because of male things,
Male things.
Yeah. It's I mean, everyone wants a bigger dick.
Of course I do.
I mean,
Well, I don't
got.
think you say that. Like if you've got some fucking 12-inch.
Do you reckon it's the same as if like women that have really, really big tits want to get them reduced because they're bad for their back?
Yeah.
Do you reckon because the thing is, you can. Sorry, by the way, that women can only physically fit, I think, unless they've got like I can't remember the term, but something like a deep set vagina or something. Something along those lines. So basically, some women have the equivalent of a man having a bigger dick, so they'll have a deeper vaginal canal. Right?
Technical today.
Right. So
you swallowed a fucking dictionary.
This woman can definitely swallow a dick. But yeah, so basically, it's the equivalent of you have a man, you've got a man that's got an absolute weapon. Occasionally, you'll have a woman that's got a deeper vaginal canal. I'm sure it's something like that. I might be wrong. I might be using the wrong terms, but you get the picture, unfortunately. And so, therefore, they could, if you put those two together, happy days. He's not going to be hanging out. Yeah. But generally speaking, women can only, I think it's something like 6, I think it's, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think something
6 or 7, something like that.
Something along those lines. So if you've got a fucking 11-inch monster, you're sticking out by 4 inches. It's like you're doing it from the next room. You know what I mean? Because you've got all that sticking out.
But it's also, but you've also taken into account the blood loss. The
blood loss.
Yeah, because obviously it's not made of bone, is it?
Oh yeah, that's true. There was a guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't know.
He was an American fellow who he used to get dizzy if he got a knob on because it was that big, and he had offers from all sorts. Like he was bisexual because obviously there was a lot of gay men that wanted to fuck a lamppost and
fuck a lamppost.
There's a lot of women that decided they want to as well. So he sort of got it from both sides. But I'm pretty sure I can't remember his name, but I remember hearing of an interview or someone was talking about him, and he used to go lightheaded because so much of his blood would rush into his fucking member, his throbbing member.
His one-eyed trouser snake.
Yeah, it was like it's like an arm, Anyway.
But I suppose it's like I suppose having a massive knob is kind of like the equivalent to like massive boobs. It's just a waste, isn't it? Like I don't know.
I think so.
A handful's enough.
I mean, if we are indeed correct that you can only get a certain amount in, however, that's why
you made the statement. Don't fucking bring me into it.
The royal we is in everyone, and it's probably why people that have that sort of tool, if you like, sort of the big schlong, the long, they tend to
fall into porn.
Well, into porn also they tend to put it in the other hole, as opposed to the one it's meant to go in, because they can fit more in, if you know what I mean. And that's probably why a lot of them end up being in like gay stuff, or like the guy I was telling you about who had the monster cock,
the big old piece,
one that went lightheaded. Yeah, I can't remember his fucking name.
Of course you can't.
Google it. So do us a favour. Google that, and then Google the terms for pedos, and then vaginal canal and stuff like that, and your search history would be great.
And on that note, this has been the podcast. So as always, thank you for listening. I've been Josh. That's been Dave, and we will see you. We will see you next week for the next instalment of the Nobody's podcast. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.